She comes across like diamonds, diamonds, easy in love when the lights are low. She comes into focus, focus, the closer she gets, the more I know. She takes more whiskey than I wine,
I always enjoy opening bottles that are new to me, and today's bottle is no exception at all. Just let me check my sound, do a sound check, because I just restarted the computer and sound says full on. Okay, the sound is full on. This is a good thing. All right, so every new bottle is a new experience and a new adventure. And when I see something new on the shelf, I usually buy it and try it. And I've done that quite a bit. This one here is the Grey J Deluxe Canadian Whiskey 40% and 750 mils. There's some writing on the back, and I'm going to get to that as soon as I've opened this up and poured a dram, and then I will be able to where's the thing you pull? Have I found it? I may have found it. Oh yes, I have found the thing you pull, and it's easy to open. I like that. So many of them are hard to open. There, now we've got the plastic bit taken. Whoop, there it goes. Then we've got the plastic thing right here that came off the top. And here is our cork. Yes, it's an actual cork. I think it's a synthetic cork. Yeah. It is one of these synthetic jobbies. A lot of Canadian whiskey has these synthetic corks. All right, there's one beautiful quig-sized dram right to the fattest part of the Glencairn. 50 milliliters. Now, what does it say on here? Okay. Grey J. Trademark. Exceptionally smooth and easy drinking. Grey J Deluxe Canadian Whiskey invites those with a sense of adventure to discover something truly original, marked by welcoming woody notes of vanilla and caramel. Every sip offers something new. Spread your wings and explore. Okay, what's it say here? 750 mils, 40%, product of Canada, distilled and bottled in Niagara Falls, Ontario, produced by Fluid Assets Inc., 15 Waldron Street, Toronto, Ontario. Never heard of them. Please recycle or return for refund where applicable. Enjoy the adventure responsibly. And for every case of Grey J sold, we will plant one tree through our partners at Tree Canada. Oh yeah. And there's a little tree symbol down here, I guess, if you can see that. Okay, so now we know what that's about. The stuff's from Toronto. Makes me wonder. We're produced in Niagara Falls. So, Niagara Falls. Who's distilling in Niagara Falls? The closest I can think of to Niagara Falls would be Grimsby, Ontario, that I know of. And in Grimsby, Ontario, that's where 40 Creek is. I'm getting some corn sweetness and I'm getting some rye spiciness. So it's probably mostly corn, then some rye, maybe some malted barley. I'll just mention that you're probably familiar with Blue Jays. This being from Toronto, you would think maybe they'd call it Blue Jay, because the Toronto baseball team is the Toronto Blue Jays. And I'm not a big expert on jaybirds, but I remember seeing Blue Jays when I was a kid. And then there's cardinals, which are kind of red, and they're kind of like jaybirds. And then over here on Vancouver Island, we have another variety called the Stellar Jay, and it's a darker blue than the regular blue jay. But then if you go north up into the Yukon and Alaska, you'll come across gray jays, which look just like blue jays or stellar jays, but they are gray, just kind of like that. And they're interesting birds. When my dad and I went camping up in Alaska, we would, set up our camp every night or every evening, and then we'd eat sandwiches and stuff. And these gray jays, they're not shy. They would come right down and try and grab your sandwich. They'd just be in the trees right nearby watching you, and they're not shy at all, those birds. And what did this set me back? This Grey J whiskey from Toronto. Grey J Deluxe, 1 times 750 mils, $32.99, 10-cent bottle deposit. Provincial sales tax, $3.30, and that's a liquor tax. And goods and services tax, $1.65. Grand total out the door, $38.04. $38.04. This was at a BC liquor store back on the 11th of March. So April, May, June, 3 months ago. Yeah, once again, on the nose, I'm getting that rye spice and that corn sweetness. They were talking about vanilla and caramel on the bottle. Maybe those come out on the palate. But on the nose, I'm getting sweetness and spiciness. And I can't really narrow it down any further than that. Except the corn would be something like you'd get out of Highwood 90, and the spice would be something like Alberta Premium. So far, a typical Canadian whiskey on the nose. I'm just going to cleanse my palate just a little bit. Okay, here we go. Yep. Caramel, vanilla, rye spice. Coats the mouth with vanilla and caramel, and on the tongue there is that spicy note. It's a little bit grassy. And the aftertaste is one of caramel and vanilla. Not bad. Gonna give it a second one. It is kind of young and exuberant. It's a little bit metallic, but not at all bad. There's a metallic note to it, and spicy, and some caramel and vanilla. This may be interesting as it opens up. Maybe interesting as it opens. It's not very complex. It's like a one-trick pony. It's easy drinking, but spicier than most bottom-shelf Canadian whiskeys. It's maybe a high rye content. And towards the end, a little bit of pine needles. Let's go for a second sip. Oh yeah. Now I'm getting a little bit of a menthol note. Interesting. Menthol note from the high rye, I suppose. Once again, pine needles. Yeah, I'm getting some pine needles. Creamy vanilla. Let's see what just a little bit of water will do to it. I mean, it's 40%. It probably doesn't need water. But I'm just going to give it a little bit. Sheeting action. Sheeting action on the glass. On the nose, I get some rye spice. Once again, some vanilla. This is a lot like Alberta Premium. I wonder if the rye that's in here is from Alberta Premium. It could be. It said that it's produced in... I know I read it already, but I have to see it again. It says Niagara Falls. Okay, it's bottled in Niagara Falls and produced by Fluid Assets Inc., 15 Waldron Street, Toronto. That's their office. But where does the whiskey come from? It doesn't say. It could be Canadian Club for all I know. But it's spicier than a Canadian Club. If anything, water has subdued no, it hasn't really. There's still caramel and vanilla and some woody notes, yes. Some spicy notes as well. Woody, spicy finish, creamy vanilla, yet it's still young and exuberant and a little bit metallic. Not terrible. But there's so many other whiskeys, Canadian whiskeys, at about the same price. There are so many. Some of which have been repeat purchases for me, like Golden Wedding and Signal Hill. I don't know if this one will be a repeat purchase. It's good, but it's not the best. It's not the greatest. If you like high rye, if you like spicy and a little bit woody, but not too complex, this will work. But like I said, there are so many others competing for your bottom shelf dollar. Yeah, it's all right. If you like it a little bit woody and a little bit spicy, or a little woodier and a little spicier than usual for Canadian whiskey. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.